Ooh, gassy Nick.
Whoa. They don't want that.
Don't put that in the intro. Hey, welcome to episode 72 of Front Seat Gamer. I'm Nick. I'm here with Saveun.
Hey, Nick.
And Blake.
Hi, Nick.
How's it going, guys?
Good,
Welcome
Nick.
to the year 2018.
Whoa.
Yeah. You're in it now. This is it.
That's crazy.
Yep.
There's like a future date.
Nope. It's the present date.
It's like the present date.
Yeah.
I thought in 2015 when we hit that point, you know, the Back to the Future date.
Yeah.
I thought that was crazy, and now we're way past that.
You know, I was watching Parks and Recreation
Oh yeah,
recently, and their last season takes place in quote unquote the future,
yeah.
the
What?
distant year of 2017.
Oh man. See, I remember when that came out. It was like 2 or 3 years away from 2017,
Yeah.
wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, and what's interesting is they got some of the things right.
Yeah.
I mean,
Like Google takes over everything or something.
yeah, well, there's some of that, but there's also like some of the weird references they make to like politics and stuff. I
Oh,
don't know.
man.
You gotta.
I remember
Worth
they made
rewatching that.
they were talking about Game of Thrones or something in that, and they just said some like
Yeah, it was
insane,
like
crazy shit, and I was like, yeah, that could probably happen in Game of Thrones.
Daenerys marries Iron Man or something like that.
Yeah.
I don't remember what it was, but yeah. So how you guys going? How are you? I'm
How are you?
all right. Good. Glad we got that out of the way.
All right. Yeah, I'm all right. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm doing
good.
well. It feels good to be back.
How was your guys' break? Or how much time did you take off?
I just took a week off in Wellington and a couple of days off here up in
Man.
Auckland.
That's not
Yeah.
much time.
It was enough for me.
I took 3 weeks off, and it felt like the perfect amount. Like
Nice.
after like 2.5 weeks, I was itching for doing some 3D. I got the bug.
Yeah.
Did you do any like side projects on your own?
No, because I always have that thing of like I could start it, but then in a few days I'll be coming back to work, so I might as well just hold off until then.
Right. You'll be like, but who's paying me?
Yeah. I'm real bad with that. Like, I always think I should do side projects, but I just put all my effort into work that I just don't.
It's funny, a lot of people do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've started and then subsequently abandoned several side projects.
Yeah. I mean, you actually managed to get a game out,
Yeah, I was pretty
which
proud
is
of
pretty
that.
great.
That's true.
You know what's cool is the podcast is basically a collective side project.
Oh,
And
yeah, I
I think
suppose it is,
it's
yeah.
going pretty well
Yeah.
for all of us.
Yeah.
Actually, maybe
No
that-
one's listening.
No one's-
Hey, but we're doing it, guys.
Yeah.
Did you either of you listen to the D&D podcast? We all
I
participated.
edited it,
in?
didn't listen to it.
Really?
No, I just blindly edited it together and hoped that it all was fine.
I can't tell if you're joking.
No,
or
I'm
not.
joking. Of course,
Okay, good. Because I would probably have just blindly edit it together.
Well, it would have been terrible.
I listened to it. It was quite good.
Yeah?
I didn't like the audio.
Me too.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
That we knew that was going to be kind of a problem, though.
I think we can, if we continue this, we can do better for the audio.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. The simple thing of clapping at the beginning will help a lot.
Yep, we just discussed this before we started this podcast.
For all you
While-
up and
while we
coming
were-
podcasters, for all you up and coming
Yeah.
other podcasters.
It only took me 3 years to figure out that like there's a reason for the clapping that
Yep.
people do at the start.
Yeah, I basically, when we were doing the D&D podcast, I don't who suggested clapping.
Oh, you did probably. Somebody did.
Yeah, somebody did, I don't remember. And you were like, nah. And then we did it anyway.
Yeah.
And then
And that helped.
today you're
that
like,
one
oh,
episode that you did it on, I was like, oh man, I wish we'd done this every time.
That's the Kiwi attitude.
Yeah.
It's she'll be all right.
Yep.
No, let's not bother.
Let's fix it in post.
Yeah.
And then you're like, oh man, it would have been so much easier
Yeah.
to fix and post if they clapped.
Yeah. Oh man.
All right. Well, you guys been playing much? I played. I'll start with me. I don't know why I asked you, and then immediately started talking about myself. Just how I do.
What have you been playing, Nick?
Thank you for asking, Blake. I
Hey, Saveun, what have you been playing?
I played. Okay, so over Christmas we got the Snipper Clips expansion. Snipper Clips is the fun little co-op like couple game is how I describe it. It's really fun, really cute. you snip each other into shapes and try and solve puzzles.
Okay.
Um,
Is this a mobile game?
no, it's on the Switch.
Oh.
And a game called Overcooked, which I think we've possibly talked about a little bit in the past.
I don't know if we have. Like, I've heard a lot about it.
Which I've played. We played a fair bit of it. I've got some thoughts about that game.
What
What
are those
thoughts, man?
thoughts?
Those thoughts are: it's fun and flawed. It's
How?
like, okay,
I actually picked up Overcooked.
yeah.
Yeah.
Have
over
you
the
played
week.
much of it?
No, I'm gonna get another controller at some point.
You were trying to do single player.
No, I haven't even installed it, but
Oh,
I
okay.
do plan to play it with the girlfriend.
Yeah. It's frustrating.
How?
Well, because it really requires cooperation.
Mm.
If, for example, your partner isn't
Here,
great,
oh boy, here we go. Here we go.
you can feel a little bit. It can just be a little bit frustrating. That said, it's still fun. And the biggest frustration is that the controls feel kind of imprecise, and they've got these weird sort of like limitations, and it's also just buggy. So the limitations are like, okay, picture a right angle made of little square desks,
Okay.
or counter space or whatever,
Mhm.
and like in the corner, there's like this square that you can't reach because you can't face in like diagonal.
Weird.
And you can face diagonally, you just can't interact with it.
Yeah.
Which just feels a bit
So they're
arbitrary.
like dead zones or something.
Yeah, there's some dead zones, and so if you wanted to use that space, you have to go like around, go to the other side,
Yeah.
and put something.
And face straight on
Yeah.
to it. Okay.
So the sort of grid based nature of
Mm.
the kitchen layout makes it feel a little bit arbitrary when you can't interact with things like that.
Mm.
And there's like weird bugs where I've like dropped plates, then couldn't pick them up, or like they'd get stuck in weird positions, or I couldn't interact with certain things.
Yeah.
So it's just a little bit buggy.
So does that bugginess that doesn't add to the fun chaoticness of it? Like
No, because it's a co-op thing.
yeah.
Any bug like that you encounter makes you feel like you're letting your partner down.
Right. Because like there's games like PUBG and stuff that are buggy, but people just sort of accept it as being part of the thing.
Yeah.
And like that's just part of its fun.
Yeah.
But it sounds like that's not the case in this. It's just
Not for me.
infuriating.
Yeah, for me it's just a little frustrating.
They don't sound like big issues. The whole grid thing is common. Like a lot
Yes.
of top down games do that.
Yep.
I remember in Harvest Moon you had to kind of be in line with the grid.
Yes.
So then
Harvest Moon is a
had
good
it.
analogy because in Harvest Moon your character doesn't necessarily move on a grid. It's just the objects interact on the grid.
Yeah.
Same deal.
Mm.
But that can still become frustrating, especially when it's like you're trying to like put your burger meat on a bun or whatever, and you think you're lined up, but instead you put your burger meat on the grill and then it catches on fire.
I think
know?
I think this is a feature.
Yeah,
This-
I don't know,
this
man. It sounds like it's part of the fun.
They want you to do it a specific way.
Maybe.
I was talking to Ryan about it, and apparently you can go to these food bins and pull out a thing, and
Yep.
you would just accidentally pull a thing out, but
Yeah.
then trying to put it back in, you just place the
You just
object
put it
back
on top of it.
Yeah. And that's just to be like, you done fucked up.
Yeah.
You're meant to grab your other thing, but you were a grid over. So
Yeah.
this is how we punish you
Yeah.
for making those mistakes.
Yeah. So I mean that sort of thing I'm fine with. It's more things like where I don't know. It just seems arbitrary that you can't interact with corners, for example, or you can't interact on a diagonal
Yeah.
because you can
That
face
does
on a
seem.
diagonal.
That does also seem like something that they could then like level design around. Like just
Yeah.
instead of having a counter that's in a corner, just shift the counters a little bit so that there's a space that you
Right.
can actually get in front of.
Yeah. Well, that's. I
And
mean,
then people might get
kid-
stuck there. I don't
The
know.
whole counters, the level design is intentionally, like, gross. It's intentionally clumsy
Yeah.
because the whole point of it is like you're in a badly arranged kitchen. You have to cooperate to make things
Right.
in time. So to that end, I see where you're coming from. It would kind of go against the the point of the game.
That
So now-
frustration though of your teammate letting you down is pretty funny though.
Well, yeah. I mean, also, it's just you. Also, I mean, I get frustrated with myself because I know that like, my partner's doing her best and I'm doing my best and we're still failing.
Yeah.
I think you just need to chill out, man.
We're bad.
I think you just need to like chill.
Never. It's important.
Like it's just a game.
No. We're cooking.
It sounds awesome. I
It
can't
is
wait.
fun,
Yeah.
though.
I can't wait to play this.
Yeah.
Apparently, some of the guys have played it at work after work, and yeah, they're all loving it because you can have like I don't know how it's what's
4
the
players in?
yeah
Is the cap?
you can have a lot.
It's ridiculous too. I like the kitchen on the back of the moving trucks.
Yeah, those are fun. There's kitchens on like tilting ships and stuff, and there's one that's like on an earthquake, I guess.
That's cool. I like the coordination aspect of it.
Yeah,
There's a lot of yelling at the other people you're playing with.
Right. What I really like about it is I like the aesthetic, and I like the sort of world they've built, where it's just you accept that you're cooking meals on the back of a truck, and the dishes just go somewhere. Like when you serve them out, it just goes off the truck somehow.
This is some video game stuff, man.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
and you just accept that that's how this works. Yeah, I just wish that wasn't so buggy. Like there was a time when I had to wash a dish, and I tried to put it in the sink, and it just hovered above the sink.
Oh no, that's no good.
And I couldn't interact with it.
Yeah.
So we just didn't have that dish for a super long time.
You just have that's part of the magic. It's a magic floating dish now. That
Not super helpful.
no,
Cool, I guess. Just not great for.
Can you
cooking.
put things on top of that dish that's just stuck there? Ah, that's a
Nope,
bummer.
couldn't interact with it. Yep.
What was a snipper clips?
Simper clips. I'm sure I've talked about this before. It's the one where you cut your partner into shapes, and they can cut you into shapes, and you like solve puzzles. For example, you might need to like carry goo up a thing and into a thing, or you might need to like shape yourselves to fill up a thing. It's hard to describe.
Yep.
It's really worth playing. If you've got a Switch and you don't have snipper clips and you've got a friend, what are you doing? Get snipper clips, you dummy. What else did I play? Played some Hearthstone.
Yeah. How's Cobalts and Catacombs?
It's fine.
Yeah?
Yeah. I don't know.
Oh, okay. Jeez.
Yeah.
That's the worst reaction you've had to a Hearthstone expansion. Even the ones that you thought weren't great, you were still like
yeah. I mean, the
dungeon
stuff is kind of cool. Like they've got this dungeon run mechanic, but they don't really reward you for doing it. So it feels like
they don't give you any cards,
right? I mean, they do the first time.
Yeah.
Like they do some like rewards to introduce you to the whole thing. But normally, like you get these daily quests, and it's like win as a warlock 3 times, or play a bunch of 8 cost cards or more, and then you can usually complete those in like arena or normal play mode, and sometimes even with friends, and just nothing really interacts with this dungeon run. There's one quest that is like do the dungeon.
Yep.
But that's it.
I thought the dungeon, like, how many different types of dungeons are there? I thought it would be almost random generated to a point.
It's randomly. They've got like a whole bunch of different possible opponents.
Yeah.
And then they choose them sort of randomly, and you're offered cards with some randomness, and you choose those. So there's multiple tiers of randomness involved, and it's fun to do.
Yeah.
It's just not super rewarding, which feels in a game like Hearthstone, where at least my play style is maintain a good level of gold so that I can play arena. That doesn't get me anything. So,
have you bought any cards yet?
No,
you've never bought anything in Hearthstone.
Never paid. Oh, actually, no. I bought adventure packs.
Oh yeah, they don't count.
Okay, well then, nope. never paid a dime. Just the adventure packs, which is actually a lot of money. That's like $100 or so for all of them.
They're not doing them anymore, though, right?
Nope.
Yeah, it's a bummer.
Yeah,
not
for me.
Yeah, sure.
I guess I don't pay any money anymore. No.
Do you just so when you get cards, are you trying to work your way towards crafting certain cards that you want then?
No.
You're just playing with what you got.
Yeah, pretty much. I play with what I got. If there's something I want, I'll craft it because I usually have enough dust.
Right. So are you even dusting any cards at all?
No. Not really.
They auto dust the double ups though, right?
No.
Don't they? I
No.
thought they did.
No, you can auto dust the double. I mean, you can press a button and it dusts all your double ups. Dusting, for people who don't know about Hearthstone, is like when you break a card down into materials that you can craft other cards with. Basically, the correct thing to do, because of the way they handle card changes, is you save all of your double ups until a card is nerfed, and then you dust that card. Because instead of getting the quarter card value, you get the full card value.
Why?
Because that's just how they do it. As I like, because you crafted this card recently because it was super OP and we've just nerfed it. Here, you can refund it.
Oh, okay.
But
so it's a refund if you feel they've made a mistake.
Yeah, sort of. And so, I save all my double ups until something gets nerfed, and then I dust all over.
And how often does that happen?
Very rarely. Yeah. I have something in the vicinity of like 25,000 dust worth of
Jesus
double ups, which is enough to like probably craft all of the legendaries in a given set.
Yeah.
But it's not really enough to craft all of the legendaries in all of the sets.
Man.
So, it's still not enough. Yep. So what have you guys been playing?
Yeah. You got something good?
Oh, I've been playing. So me and my friends started playing Divinity 2.
You said there was like a DM mode for that, right?
Yeah, I haven't. I sort of looked at it, but like I don't know how to actually use it. But like it's a straight up like you open up like you open up like a level, and the one I opened up was like a beach, and it had like an exit point that could go onto the next map, and you as the I mean it's you're building a video game. You're being like, when you click over here, load into this next map kind of thing. But then as the DM, like I'm not 100% sure, but like so you set up the game, and then when you build your campaign, and then while your friends are playing, I'm pretty sure you are the DM and can pause the game and add stuff and change things and things like that, or maybe not even pause, just like drag stuff around and control things and change things.
That is really cool.
Yeah, and it's real cool because it's such a nice looking game.
Yeah,
and I mean Dungeons and Dragons have existed for ages, but it doesn't have that.
The graphic fidelity.
The graphic fidelity of a miniature is not as great as.
What about your imagination? Graphic fidelity of your imagination.
Oh man, you mean the most powerful graphics card in the world? Your imagination.
Sorry if you're listening right now and you can hear sirens just nonstop.
Yeah, something's going on outside.
Some murder's going down, probably.
Yeah, it's fine though. That'll be fine.
The thing about imagination, right?
Oh boy, here we go.
It's overrated.
No, it's like everyone's got their own. Like,
it's cool. It's not that good.
It's cool. It's cool to DM everyone and actually have everyone look at the same thing instead of like.
It is funny because like when we played that D&D game, I definitely had like vision in my head of what it is, but it would be absolutely different to what everybody else has.
Yeah.
Unless the DM was really good at describing it and keeping everyone on the same
but
page,
I mean...
which he definitely was.
Was he?
I'm not talking about this D&D podcast. So you didn't play...
I didn't play that thing, and I think trying to convince my friends to play that would be a pain in the ass. Maybe some people at work might be interested, but I don't.
It seems interesting to me. I'd be interested in trying it out.
Yeah, I have to actually look into what the hell that thing is. And slightly annoying thing, I looked for campaigns on it, and I was like, how do I load campaigns? And I couldn't figure it out. The only way I could tell was that through Steam Workshop there seems to be campaigns that you load through there, but I'm playing it on Good Old Games, and I have no idea how to like get campaigns through that. So I don't know. I'll have to look into it. Maybe there's a download site somewhere that you just download them and drag them into a folder or something.
Yeah, you'd think that'd have some mod support there.
Yeah, but the thing is, like this, when I tried it, the game was still had only just been out for like a week or something, so there wouldn't have been much around anyway.
Right.
Yeah. But yeah, like besides that, like Man, that game is real cool. The thing I really love about that game is just the dominoes effect of elements like magic, like fire and.
They actually interact with each other?
Yeah. A lot like how they kind of do in Zelda a little bit, but like the.
Wait a minute.
Interested now.
What's going on here?
But they had this in the original Sin, and I thought it was like really cool. Like you'd walk into an area and fight a bunch of monsters, and there's like a oil barrel. Shoot the oil barrel, oil goes everywhere. Monsters are covered in oil. Next person lobs a fireball into the oil, the whole place explodes, and that's great.
Yeah.
In this, they seem to have doubled down on like the amount of things that can just spiral out of control. Like you'll be in a fight, and it's perfectly like you've got a handle on it, and then like one thing will happen, like a poison cloud or something might show up, and then suddenly, well, this thing was on fire, but now this poison is over here, and poison is flammable, so the entire area blows up, which just blew up all these other poison barrels, which now explode. Now the entire place is on fire.
That's cool.
And we're fighting these frogs that spit poison at you, but because everything's on fire, the poison is not just poison; it's a fireball as well.
That's cool.
And it just and I love that thing of like, yeah, we've got this, and then one thing happens, and then like
completely changes. The dynamic
completely
of the
changes
fight.
everything. Yeah.
That's really cool.
Yeah, I really, really like that. And it's something I missed in when I was playing Tyranny. I was talking, I think I talked about, I definitely talked about that in the a few months ago.
Remind me.
It's Pillars of Eternity guys.
Okay.
Yeah. And it's a very, very similar game, but they don't have the, like, if you say, like, freeze someone, then, casting like a fireball on them or something doesn't shatter them or doesn't do extra damage or anything like that.
Right.
But in Divinity, like if you cast, say, like rain, which does nothing except make rain and make everything wet.
Make it rain.
Yeah, they just make it rain. So now everyone's wet, and they've got the status wet, so you can see that they're wet. And then if you've got someone then that casts a lightning, it does extra damage and just arcs all over the place.
That's cool.
But it's also dangerous because if you and your party are also wet, they can get like conducted by this as well. Like it's
cool.
it's got real cool stuff like that.
That happens in Zelda too.
Yeah. And
They also happen in BioShock though, so it's not like
I know.
new.
It's I mean it's not it's not like a revolutionary thing,
No,
but
well executed. And
well
That's
executed,
good.
and it's that kind of like chaos generating engine kind of thing where
Right.
like insane stuff just happens because of the smallest like things, and it just has a knock-on effect that dominoes out of control.
It creates some cool stories.
Yeah, it does. It creates cool stories, and I'm playing it with like because they've got 4-player co-op now, and so we're all controlling a character each, and that's fun, but also terrifying because you have no control over your friends, and there was one point where we went through the sort of tutorial place pretty fine, and we fought some stuff, and that's fine. And we get into the first town, and we're like, all right, we'll split up and like look around and stuff because I don't want to like designate someone party leader or something and have to follow them around. That's lame. So we just scattered off. And within like 2 minutes, one of my friends goes, guys, I need help. I'm in a fight. And so we run. So we're like, what the hell has happened? So we run over to where he is. And the whole place is on fire. And we as soon as we show up, we get activated into combat.
Yeah.
So people are lobbing fireballs at us. We don't know what the hell is going on. We end up killing these people. It was in a like sort of a bar that was, and we were like, what the hell happened? And my friend's like, I just sat down and like, started talking to this dwarf guy, and he's like, do you want to play cards? And he's like, yeah, I'll play cards. And he lost his the game of cards, like his poker or something.
Yeah.
And then he had to pay, but he refused to pay, and then a massive fight. He got into a bar brawl because of it.
That's pretty cool. Honestly, that game sounds pretty good.
Yeah, it's really cool, and I just really like that game.
Yeah.
But it is kind of a bummer that like I have to because I'm playing it with friends, like with 3 other friends. It's like hard to organize.
Right.
So I haven't played. I was planning to play it over the holidays, but I pretty much played it the first week, and then haven't played it for like 3 weeks because people have been off.
Right.
One guy's been overseas and hasn't had internet, and another guy's been missing.
You can't missing.
Wow.
Oh boy.
Not serious. He's just not been online. So
He just did.
yeah. But so over the holidays, I was like, man, I really want to play this game. I'm just going to start playing Divinity Original Sin, the first one, by myself. And that's just as fun on your own as well.
Really?
Yeah. I'm really enjoying that.
Nice.
And I played that a few years ago with a friend because it had 2 players. So me and a friend played that. And what was kind of cool is that, like, I don't remember any of it. And I think it's because, like, when you're just playing with a mate and, like, you just want to get to the fun stuff, you're not really looking at the dialogue.
Yeah.
You're not like,
right.
you know,
right,
and the way they set that up is that if one person is doing dialogue, you're basically sitting there watching.
Yeah.
And you have no control over it. So I'm not even like bothering to read the thing, and so
Right.
I didn't know what the story was. I just remembered a few like key fights.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So going through it now by myself and taking the time to do quests in the
You
town
actually get to
and
see the story.
Yeah, and
watch
see the
it
story, and
unfold.
that's real cool.
Yeah.
And I'm playing the enhanced edition that came out probably a few years ago now. But what's cool about that is that they've got voice acting throughout the entire thing.
Oh, nice.
In the first one, they didn't, which is why I missed most of the story.
Yep.
Yeah, and yeah, it's cool. I really like that game.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Saveun.
I was just gonna say, voice acting and like those elements sound like very common things that you'd expect from modern 2018
Yeah,
video
yeah.
games. You
Well,
know what
the
I mean?
thing with Divinity Original Sin is it's a Kickstarter game, so I don't think that they just had the budget for like that level of voice acting, and it was a few years after it came out, probably when they made some money off it, that they went back and like added voices to pretty much everything, like 99%.
Voice acting is not cheap.
Yeah, I believe you.
Yeah.
Like, besides the fact that you have to hire an actor, which is going to be expensive, because despite the fact that, you know, voice actors, I mean, there's probably more voice actors than there is work. There's still like, you know, several $100s a day. And then you have to hire a sound technician, and you have to hire a booth, and then you have to hire a guy to actually edit the sound and implement it, and it's like lots of stuff that goes into voice acting.
Yeah.
I've learned all of this from working on Path of Exile.
I believe you. Geez, what I play? I played the new Uncharted Lost Legacy thing over the holidays.
Is it good?
How's that?
It's okay.
Did you did you listen to Giant Bomb's like end of year
The game of the year
stuff?
stuff?
Yeah, yeah.
No, I didn't.
Because man, they were raving about that.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Huh. I didn't like it.
Oh man, yeah.
That's
a bummer.
I went from it's okay to I don't like it. in
Well,
about
now that
30
I've got
seconds.
something to go against.
Yeah.
Okay,
you need
right,
an
right.
adversary.
Well,
Now
I
you-
wouldn't.
now you can dig your heels in.
I wouldn't give it. Like, I wouldn't give it all that praise.
Yeah.
We've all seen this game before. Like, it's a reskinned Uncharted
Yeah.
game. Like, it takes place on that island, in some weird forest island.
Okay.
A lot of the art elements you've already seen. You're in a Jeep. It's trying to do open world stuff. There's nothing really new about it. The story's kind of okay. The puzzles are the average.
Okay.
But there's no huge leap, like, in terms of...
Because it's the same. I mean, it's the same game, right? Like it's the same. It's not a new engine. It's not a new.
No.
Like it's not a new numbered Uncharted. It's just like here's an extra thing that we did.
Yeah.
Apparently-
I guess that's why it's like that.
Apparently, it started its life as planned DLC.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then they just made it into its own game.
Yeah, made
and
its own
charged money
thing.
for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was okay. But I don't know, comparing it to other games of last year, one thing my brother pointed out was like you'll see banding on characters' faces just because of the way the shadow's done.
Oh yeah.
Where you don't have that in Horizon.
Huh.
And to
When you
the
say
point,
banding, what do you mean?
you know how shadows are done like pixel wise?
Yeah.
You kind of get like gradients. But to the point where you can see like a band of one tone of shadow and then
Right.
another band
That's
of dark
usually
blend.
blends
that's usually
very
a
well.
thing if like for PC that's usually if you set your shadows on like super low or something you get like real bad looking shadows like
yeah,
that.
there's some console ass shit.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure if it's just like a regular PlayStation thing versus a PS Pro type thing because I've just got a regular PlayStation that I was playing it on. But still, it was noticeable where like Horizon, you don't see that, and it's kind of cool because Horizon, without that banding, it actually looks like their character faces are better than the Uncharted ones. Whereas like the Uncharted ones should be way better.
Yeah.
Just because of the
Yeah.
caliber of that studio. So you have this tech stuff that actually makes it look worse. Where it,
Oh man.
it's weird.
How was the lip syncing?
Really good.
Better than Horizon?
Yeah, well, shit, it should be the best.
Yeah.
And it was like, yeah, they do that stuff where they'll zoom into a close up and it looks really good.
That's cool.
But you can see that Chloe, the character you play as, she's just like a reskinned Nathan Drake. Same animations.
Really?
Yeah, same climbing animations. Same,
real
same
butch,
jumps.
real ripped.
Well, I'm sure she's got like different idols and stuff, but like a lot of her animations are the same.
Yeah.
That same goofy jump.
Right.
That same what is it? That rope that you kind of use to climb things.
How's the gameplay though?
It's very much like Uncharted 4.
Okay.
It's
Interesting.
so it was sort of annoying. Well,
Yeah.
it was sort of I wouldn't rave about it because I played that game before.
Yeah, if you hadn't played Uncharted 4 and played this, what would you think?
It'd be awesome. Yeah. And it was nice because it was a small close. It was something like 6 hours or something.
Yep.
So it's like basically more of the thing you like if you liked it.
Yeah, if you liked Uncharted,
Yeah.
sure.
Which I can see them like. I mean, I can see people really liking that, but I can also see, where you would go, well, this is like kind of a waste of money because I already own this game.
Yeah. Yeah, that's definitely how I felt about it. They start off in India, I think, and that's kind of cool. You're like walking through slums
Yeah.
as a like a woman in a hijab, I think, and there are soldiers all around the place, and so you're trying to duck around and avoid these guys.
Yep.
That's kind of cool. But yeah, that was really the only kind of art. They already showed that off at E3, I think, as well. So it wasn't anything new. I was kind of expecting it. So it was okay.
So that's the thing. It was like you're disappointed because it didn't surprise you.
Well, yeah. Well, after that Last of Us 2 trailer,
Oh yeah.
Is it
I
the one
kinda
where she
thought-
plays guitar?
yeah,
Okay. Yeah.
I thought we'd be seeing something in between the two.
Oh, okay.
Whereas they were just like, nope, you're using these same tools. Which is kind of cool. I guess from a company point of view, it's like, let's just hold off showing any cool stuff until we actually release The Last of Us 2.
That Last of Us,
Maybe.
that last Last of Us trailer where they're like stringing up that person.
Yep.
Dude, that's the first time I've seen a, like, it. I mean, it's obviously a video game, but when she's got the knife and she's like putting it on that girl's belly, I was seriously like, oh God, it's too real. Oh God, if they stab them, it's like stabbing a real person.
Yeah, that's brutal. I like the clipper wings. That part. Holy shit, it takes a hammer to her arms.
Oh man, yeah, that's right. Oh God,
I don't think I've seen this trailer.
it's great. It's really
pretty
great.
rough.
It's so much like, yeah. I think it's the animations that do it. You're just like animations and like the acting is just like this is like a real character.
They do some pretty cool stuff in that. It's at nighttime. It's raining, so not a lot of specular highlights.
Yeah, yeah.
Don't tell me anything more because I want to see it.
All right.
I do want to talk about, however, there was an announcement yesterday, day before,
Yeah, I think the day before.
whenever it was. Nintendo Switch. I'm a Nintendo Switch owner. We've now actually got a bunch of Nintendo Switch owners in the office, and
Oh, the cult.
They teased this announcement too.
did they? 'Cause
Yeah,
I didn't.
I heard.
Really?
I think someone was saying Nintendo's got an announcement. It's gonna be earth shattering, basically.
Who said
And
that?
I think I heard that on the Giant Bomb podcast.
Okay.
It was a video game podcast.
Interesting.
And they were hyping it up.
Yeah.
This
So
sounds
what-
very
I don't
classic
know how to
Nintendo.
pronounce it. Is it Labo? Labo?
I'm gonna say
Lobo.
Labo.
Labo? Okay, cool. I'm gonna call it. Yeah. All I've seen is Jonathan sent me a trailer or whatever their announcement video was.
Yeah, with a question mark at the end of it. Just a link to the trailer and question mark.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't even think there was a question mark. I think it was just like complete silence.
Yeah. I don't know what to make of this.
What do you say to that?
Look
yeah.
at this.
So I watched it. Now, I think it's cool. I also think it's not for me.
Mm-hmm.
So if you haven't seen it, I'll try and describe it. Basically, do you remember Google Cardboard? The like VR goggles.
We
You
all
put your
remember.
phone in there, and now it's VR.
I made one because they had
Oh, yeah. And cereal box.
Yeah, there was a cereal box that had the cutout line and instructions to make one. So I bought a pack of cereal, threw out the cereal, and then made this box into some Google Cardboard.
Did it work?
Yeah.
Was it cool?
Yeah, it was right.
So Nintendo's basically doing Google Cardboard, but for like the Switch, and then it's just like instead of just being like VR goggles, it's also a piano and a jetpack and
a fishing rod,
and a house.
It's odd. It's real strange,
but
it's also kind of cool. Like
it's got like strings and pulleys and
cogs and
it's
like.
And it's all cardboard.
Yeah, I saw. I mean, it's hard to, from what I've seen of the video, it's very hard for me to like really make heads or tails of how this really works. Like, do you buy a thing and a kit and it's just got a whole bunch of schematics?
I thought
you print it off the internet.
Yeah, I don't know. I thought it was a thing where I basically, after I watched it and thought about it and was like, what the hell is this thing? This is some like garbage.
Yeah.
Like what?
Some hot garbage.
This is some hot garbage. Like what is this? But then I thought about it and there's shots in that trailer of like a dad helping a kid and I was like, oh, it's like Lego, but with a Switch.
Yeah, it's
like that. Then that makes sense if you're like, yeah, it's not for like the people without kids.
Right, yeah.
It's for something to do with your kid.
30-something-year-old adult.
Yeah.
You're not going to go, oh, hell yeah.
Yeah.
But if you had kids, you'd be like, oh, this is like a thing I can do with them.
That's exactly it.
They'll learn something, they'll build something, it'll be cool, and then they'll get to play with it.
Yeah.
And that to me is
and
really
they
cool.
get to, like, it's interacting with a video game.
Yeah, it's exactly right. At the end of it, you've built this cool toy that you play your video game with.
Yeah, yeah.
Now you've made your own peripheral. So that's what I think is cool about it. Like I said, I don't think it's for me.
And it's very much like, then towards the end of that trailer, it shows like kids coloring the house, and it's with like coloring things.
With Nintendo branded markers.
With Nintendo brand markers. Yeah,
yeah.
Nintendo Red.
So it's like it's straight up just like a kid's like
it's crafts
play thing. Yeah,
it's cool Nintendo crafts that have a game tie-in, and that's really neat to me. So I and my partner Carrie thinks she'd totally use it. So I think that's neat. Like, it's clear to me that like it's not for me.
No, yeah.
But I see the value in it. And now Saveun, you were very like, I'm gonna use the phrase sourpuss here.
Yeah, right. I'll accept it.
Why don't you tell me what you think about it?
I'm giving Nick the stink eye right now.
Yeah.
I don't care for it.
Yeah.
Well, and that's my feeling. Because it's as if PlayStation brought out a line of coloring books. It's not anything I care about.
Sure.
It's nothing I'd
But do you see the value in it?
Sure.
Do you see it?
Yeah, it's like Legos.
You've been in a relationship. You might have kids one day.
Maybe.
Don't know. Let's dive into that real quick.
Well, I mean,
tell me, why don't you want kids to Saveun?
I think the thing is they're not going to be Nintendo kids. They're going to be PlayStation kids.
Yeah, Nick, you don't understand.
I think I suspect if and when you have kids, you'll get them a Nintendo console because they have great games for kids. And then I think I wonder, the value in it.
I wonder how much like manipulation I could do. You don't ever want to get this console. The things that I loved about Nintendo.
Brainwash your poor kids.
The things that I did love about Nintendo, that product does not embody in any way. They've taken another beeline. They're doing something weird.
Yeah, which is what I love.
And not game related.
What are you talking about? It is game related. That's what makes it cool.
The only game related part of it is you can dock a freaking thing. Yeah. Like, imagine if like
the game related part is that you get to play games on it.
Imagine if like is Google Cardboard like a game? No, it's like
it's
crappy
it's
peripheral.
VR. Yeah, it's a VR peripheral. This is like a controller peripheral, but you can. It's like the peripheral is now like a keyboard. Peripheral is now a fishing rod. The peripheral is now a jetpack. That's all cool to me. Like,
I like the crafts part about it, but I wouldn't push for having to buy a Nintendo Switch console to take part in crafts.
Yeah, the thing is like,
no, this isn't going to sell the console. I don't think.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like a lot of those things are just cool craft things that don't actually matter with the Nintendo Switch. Like there's a house that just like you open a drawer and then you just put a controller in there, but the house looks cool on itself, on its own.
Yeah.
Could you imagine if Nintendo was like, we've got this other announcement, Sandpit, We've got a sand pit now.
Yeah.
Check this out.
And you can dock your
you
Switch.
Yeah.
You can bury your
It's
Switch.
they're just getting into all these other products, but they're like hooking it into Nintendo as like, oh yeah, it's got a Switch dock. And that's
So,
it.
the Nintendo bicycle, it will charge your Switch while you pedal.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Okay, can you play on it?
this
No,
thing.
no.
It's made out of the worst kind of cardboard.
A card.
Nintendo's swing set. You can dock it.
You sit on your screen and swing.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I think it's cool.
So I don't even think, like, apart from this conversation that we're having about it, I
Yeah.
don't think we'll be talking about this again.
You don't think it's
Interesting.
what did you say, earth shattering or something?
Like, yeah. Yes. Well, for video games, if you care about, like, coloring books and stuff.
Oh yeah, this is a big one.
Yeah.
This is a good. This is what you've been waiting for.
Yeah.
Finally,
My God.
that's what they're trying to get to. Is like all these people that are ignoring video games and have their face in a coloring book. They're like, we got to tap this market.
Yeah. Yeah.
There are people out there who still aren't playing video games.
Yeah. How do we reach them?
Let's get them in through crafts.
We got a coloring book you can dock this into.
I'm interested to see what happens with it, because it could just be like they launch it and it's mildly successful and they never really do anything else with it, or it could be a massive failure, or it could be like they launch it and it's the new like Spyro Sky whatever thing. You know what I'm talking about? Those little figurines.
Oh,
Amiibos?
Yeah, Amiibos
Yeah.
are basically them.
Skylanders.
Skylanders,
Yeah.
yeah. Which for at least a little while basically redefined how
Yeah.
games
I mean,
are.
they made Nintendo make Amiibos.
Yeah. So this could be like now Microsoft starts making big plastic.
Dude, holy shit! I just had
Foldable.
I just realized something.
What?
You got the Google. You got this cardboard house.
Yeah.
To house your Amiibos.
Ah.
Oh man, that's a seller. Now I see where they're going with this.
No one can see it because audio. But Saveun just shook his head like in shame at Blake. Just like
I did look over at Blake, but then I saw what he was like miming, and then I had
Yeah.
to look away quickly.
yeah.
But dude, people would 100% because people love these stupid Amiibos.
The Amiibo house.
Yeah,
My brother has a bunch of Amiibos. I think they're cool.
He's gonna
I
get a
don't have
house.
one,
He's
but I kinda
absolutely
want one.
gonna get a cardboard house where he can dock his Switch and put his Amiibos in.
Amiibos in there. You know what? I'm fine with that.
It's-
I'm curious how much it costs, or
Yeah.
or, whatever. How
Yeah,
is it? How
I-
is it sold? How is it marketed? How much does it cost?
I wonder if it'll end up some of it, or if like a starter kit or whatever will get bundled in with a Switch or something like that.
Oh, I bet you're right.
Yeah.
I bet it'll, yeah. Almost certainly.
Yeah.
They do those sorts of kits
Because it's
all the
got
major releases.
it's cardboard. It's not.
Maybe the box it comes in
Yes.
is the peripheral. That would be pretty cool.
Oh
You gotta
my God.
admit, if
Yeah,
you
yeah, that would
if
be
you
cool.
turned your box into like a cool toy,
Yep.
that's pretty awesome.
That is actually pretty cool. That's recycling.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
Even Saveun, I can see you even reluctantly going, "Dang, he's right. That
No,
would be cool."
It's some hot garbage. It's I don't think this is gonna blow up.
All right.
It can't do well.
Okay.
can't.
What would what if
doesn't
it
make
did?
sense.
Let's say it does.
Because dude, cardboard is like, how do you monetize that thing?
You just sell it.
You just sell them.
Yeah, you just sell flat packs of cardboard.
Yeah.
with
You can get
these
cardboard
designs.
anywhere.
What if you get a
it's-
subscription?
It's a byproduct of buying things.
What if? Do you remember when you were a kid? You would, your parents would subscribe to a some crappy magazine for you, and every week you'd get that magazine, and you get a piece of something.
Treasures of the Earth was mine.
Right, mine was dinosaurs, and every week you got a piece of model dinosaur
Yeah,
that you clipped together.
the glow-in-the-dark
Yeah, the
dinosaur
glow in the
things.
dark dinosaur.
I
yeah.
got little like low quality gemstones and
Oh, man.
Oh,
See,
yeah,
what
my
if-
brother
what
had
if-
that too.
What if Nintendo did a similar thing where they're just like, every month
Yeah.
you got this Nintendo magazine,
I'll tell you where they will be.
but you got some cardboard in there as well.
That's
What
pretty cool
happens
me.
to those companies now, like 10 years later, 20 years later?
I don't-
They're
Prince doing
non-existent.
great.
That's I don't see it as a viable thing for Nintendo.
Okay.
I don't that dude, how's your web service? Are they
Oh yeah.
are they any good
Sure.
at making video? They should
Well, you
focus on video.
you can make a cardboard Wi-Fi tower and dock your Switch into it.
Cardboard router.
Yeah.
man. The thing, they're going further and further away from that thing, and I feel like they're just chasing
Further
that
away
Wii
from
hype,
what
man.
thing? What
Making video games.
I think
Would you
ever
like to
since
see
the
their-
Wii. No, actually, I take that back. Ever since the DS, which I think, what came out first, DS or Wii? I think the DS came out first.
No, DS has been out
Yeah.
before Wii.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
I think ever since the DS, Nintendo has realized that how you interact with video games is worthy of exploration. And we've seen that in every product they've launched since. And this is just a continuation of that philosophy of like exploring the interaction between humans and video games and seeing what you can do with that.
I think they're going backwards though. Like I think going forward would be embracing
know.
VR and AR, higher performance specs and stuff like that.
But Nintendo's also keenly aware of the price of those things and what their competitors are doing. I don't think they run a business super well, personally. I think they make a lot of missteps.
Yep.
But I think this one is an interesting, not necessarily a misstep. I think this is an interesting strategic decision to move away from very expensive peripherals,
Mm-hmm.
which are out of reach for children, and they are like a huge gamble. And going for something that could be low cost, appeals to kids, appeals to families specifically, which is a niche that is not very well served by Xbox and PlayStation right now. And they're going to see how that goes.
Do you think it's going to do well?
I think it will, actually. I think it'll be pretty good. I think it'll do pretty well with families. But also it depends very much on how it's priced. Like if it's
that's the thing.
For $100 you get 3 kits or whatever, I'm like, nah.
Yeah.
Give me like 10 kits for 50.
Yeah,
That
it
would
has
be
to
alright.
be
50,
cheap.
Yeah.
like cardboard is, you can get that anywhere.
But you're not
I own a pair of scissors.
You're not paying for the cardboard. You're paying for. Okay, consider this, Saveun. I can look at pixels anywhere,
Mm-hmm.
but you modeled those pixels.
No, I don't.
Does that
move
not
them
hold
around.
value?
The pixels?
The service of designing something.
Yes, but I'm talking about these cardboard things. Yes, there are
but
those
they
peripherals
they are
that-
designed by someone. It's
the
not like
Nintendo
so Nintendo just keeps finding them in their basement and say, okay, ship out another bundle, I guess. Someone's designing these peripherals.
Digging them out of a mine.
Yeah, I guess there will be software attached to it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, maybe.
I'm curious to see I'm very happy to give them the benefit of the doubt on this one. Unlike the Wii U controller, which I think was a big misstep.
I think this thing will be fine, and I think it'll just you'll constantly see it in video game stores, and it'll just be a thing that some people buy, and it's enough to keep making them, kind of thing.
Yeah. I'm
I don't think I don't know if the people we know would buy them.
No.
Yeah.
But it's definitely it's definitely if
anybody with kids probably.
I think it's anyone with kids.
Carl might.
Probably,
He doesn't have a Switch,
Carl
but
might.
if he did, he'd probably get it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And then
okay, I just see it as a gimmick. I don't want to
I mean,
buy
it
a,
is a
fish-
gimmick.
Yeah.
a fishing game and make a cardboard reel. And
No, but your kid might,
Yeah.
and that's the thing.
Yeah. This isn't for you.
If you had a kid,
fine.
I mean, it's based. I mean, I think it is just straight up like Lego.
Yeah.
Except you dock your thing into it, and that's it.
Would you if Lego said we're now doing software where you build your character and then you play the game with the character you build?
You built your own amiibo.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
It's but
Playing
that's just
Zelda
approaching
like
it from
that?
the other end.
Yeah, yeah.
What do you mean make your character?
Like they send you this kit and you make your little dude and just the spaceship he flies around in, and then you can play your space shooting game.
What would actually be cool is if Nintendo and Lego joined up for something like that.
Global
That's
domination.
a spicy
Yeah.
partnership right there.
Yeah, yeah,
Heck yeah. Oh man, a Lego amiibo, like a legit Lego amiibo.
yeah,
That would be cool.
Talking about price of these things, that would be like $500 for
Oh,
one pack.
yeah.
Yeah. Lego is expensive.
Lego is
That's-
ridiculous. It's crazy. You got to always get the knockoff Lego, in my opinion.
Yeah, Mega Blocks.
Yeah,
It's just not as good.
it still connects with normal Lego. It's fine.
But what are you doing with normal Lego if you didn't buy it? You stealing someone else's Lego?
Well, you get your parents buy you the starter kit of Lego, and then they realize
you're 30-something, Blake. No one should be buying you Lego. Your parents shouldn't be buying you Lego at this point.
This is when I was a kid.
I know you just got Lego for Christmas from your parents.
That's true. I did request Lego, and they gave me better blocks, and I was very upset.
They did have a clip of a kid with a backpack on, which had like rubber bands and stuff.
Yep.
Yeah,
and he was holding Switch remotes and punching a thing.
Yeah,
and then there was a robot doing it.
Yeah,
kids will love it.
You think so?
Yeah,
that looked cool to me.
It's like suiting up as one of those things?
Dude. Any kid, like, they'll color it like Iron Man. Like,
how expensive do you think that switchboard is that you have to put on your back?
I have no idea.
And
I don't know how it's working. I actually don't know.
How good's the quality of this cardboard? How many uses can I get out of this backpack?
That's the thing. I wonder if, like, when this comes out, a year after it comes out, if you're going to start seeing photos of these, like, decrepit looking, like, soggy cardboard like things where the hand holds are just like flopping all over the place. Yeah,
that is a good question.
Yeah, it's like when you were a kid, did you ever make a cardboard sword, and how long did that stay like a sword? It just fell apart straight away.
Yeah. I mean, kids have grubby little hands.
Yep.
So disgusting.
That's why it's got to be at a reasonable price, so they can keep replacing them. So it's not as expensive to replace.
But also if I don't know where they make the money from. Like, you can laser cut cardboard. You can cut cardboard.
Well, I think that's the thing.
It's just a housing.
I think that's the thing. It is just cardboard, so it's not much to produce.
Right. Well,
so that's where they're making their money from.
Well, to manufacture it, they have to invest in like machinery and stuff like that as well. So this is like a huge investment on Nintendo's end.
I
you don't think so?
I don't know that it is. I mean, also consider this. Maybe they are not seeing the product as the like profitable part of this. What they're seeing is the growth in a younger market as a profitable part of this.
And then in like 2 years or a year afterwards, when they release real plastic versions.
Oh my goodness, yeah.
Those kids are now a little bit older, and they're like, "Hey, we don't want these. We don't want this anymore. We want the plastic stuff."
10 years when the Nintendo mech suit comes out.
Yep. That's how they get. That's how they get you.
Everyone will still be like, ugh.
Then in another 20 years, when like the oceans are polluted with all this Nintendo garbage.
Well, this fucking cardboard just like soaking up all the ocean water.
Wasted peripherals.
The Nintendo garbage island.
It's not not a good path, man. I don't mind. Make video games.
It's absolutely not something that like PlayStation or Microsoft are jumping to replicate.
Yeah,
you say that. We'll see.
Well,
like, how long after the Wii did like the Kinect and the?
Well, they're just like, oh man, here's this plastic thing where you can strap your PlayStation 4 into the back, and
how many plastic guitar peripherals appeared after Rock Band?
Oh yeah, that's true.
Guitar Hero, rather.
Yep.
So it's not. I mean, it really depends on how well it does.
Like those things aren't things now. They were fads. They were cool because they were different then.
Yeah, and this is different now. So we'll see what happens.
Okay.
I'm excited to see what happens. I speculate. My speculation is it'll be a mild success.
I don't even. I think Nintendo is going to be going out in a blaze of glory.
We'll see,
dude. I think as soon as they're like, hey, here's a cardboard Amiibo Doll House.
Yeah,
people are going to lose their fucking minds.
I think in 20 years you'll see Mario on PlayStation. they'll be like Sega.
It's plausible,
and they'll probably make one handheld, and they'll be competing against phones that do.
Yeah.
Phones are really eating into their market. I think you might be right about them going to other consoles because that was my speculation for a while ago. But they're such a good game developer that I wouldn't mind as long as they're still making amazing games. That's all I care about.
They've like given so much ground to every other developer. Like they're using Unreal Engine. Like they're not making. That core infrastructure that power.
I mean, what I'm hearing is you don't think they're a good developer anymore.
Yes,
but the last year in 2017, Breath of the Wild and Super Mario Odyssey came out, and those were two of the highest rated games.
They were Wii U games. That's fine.
So I don't know. They're bad making games, but their games are great. So,
But then the thing is that those are also. Oh man,
They're like mega IPs as well. Like those things
Yeah.
are like 30-year-old IPs.
sure,
They're ridiculous.
yeah, they're that's because you know why they're so old and still like well treasured because they make fucking good games.
I'm not denying that. I'm not saying
They'd
they're
be angry. Ugh.
I'm not saying they're bad games. It's good that those games still do well.
They do well because they're a good game developer. Oh, Saveun.
Well, what
You
do
make
they?
me angry
What
sometimes.
engine do they use? Is that the Unreal Engine?
Huh?
They don't use online anythings. You know, they're just.
What are you talking about?
They're gonna
online
die.
anythings. They've got their
The longevity of those games
online
is like.
service is now up to Xbox 360 standards.
The thing is, they release a single player game. Like they're good single player games. Do you see what I mean? Like they're not doing cool new stuff.
Mario is multiplayer.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay, but it's like are you competing against like time rounds?
No, it's a co-op. But Splatoon is
Well, Mario
is-
Odyssey is multiplayer.
yeah.
Oh, one of you is a
Plays
hat.
Cappy. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
Not online multiplayer, of course.
No, but Splatoon has online multiplayer and tons of people play it.
Oh yeah, that's the thing. Splatoon is actually like a crazily
Yeah,
good
it's
game.
super popular.
Yeah,
Never
So-
heard of it.
but it's that squid kid.
This is
Squid
this
Kid.
Is, yeah, everyone's squids. This to me, Saveun, this is you digging your heels in, going poo Nintendo, and
Like,
not, and not,
how
not
long
having
do you
the
think that
research done.
tail is lasting?
What do you mean?
Of like Mario being good, because they came out, and are you still enthused about them?
Mario?
What I'm saying is
Mario
like
Odyssey?
Grand Theft Auto came out 5 years ago.
Okay. What you want is DLC, is what you're asking for.
No, I would like good long good experiences.
I still play Breath of the Wild.
Yeah, it came out like
A year ago.
5 months ago, 6 months ago.
Like a year ago.
Okay,
Wasn't it like February last year or something like that?
Yeah,
I don't
probably.
know. It was pretty early.
okay, maybe a year ago.
Anyway, the game's fantastic. But I don't. Okay, well, how many games has Rockstar released since GTA?
Yeah, just GTA.
Yeah, right. So I don't think you can really compare because you know how many games they've released since Zelda?
Nintendo.
Yeah. Oh, they've released a lot.
They've released a whole console. But again,
Yes, that's true.
Like the Wii U didn't do well.
Sure. But I don't understand what you're talking about. at this
What I'm
point.
trying to
You're
say is
trying
the
to-
longevity of that game I think is not very long. Like the legs of that game.
They keep making new games. What are you talking about?
But do you see what I'm saying? Like the longevity of a game. Does that make sense? Like supporting this one game.
They
Path of
don't-
Exile's got a pretty long term.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It's a
I know
different
what you
business
mean.
model, Saveun.
I know, but they don't even have the infrastructure to support anything like that.
But like,
Zelda DLC.
yeah, Zelda just had some DLC
Yeah.
recently.
Yeah, okay.
And the
Splatoon.
thing is, you're,
Splatoon, they keep making new maps and stuff.
yeah. Splatoon's.
Saveun, I'm sorry, you haven't done your research on this, bud. This is an argument that is not.
Right, but I'm saying they're bad developers. You're all about like I'm wrong apparently.
Yeah.
They're good developers.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. In this one, you were wrong.
Yeah, according to you, yeah.
Man, their games are so good. Anyway,
Okay.
I've upset Saveun. I can see it. I
No,
still
I'm
love
not.
you.
I'm not
I just
upset.
think on this, you stumbled into a
And on the
place-
horizon, they're releasing cardboard peripherals.
Yeah. Okay.
You know,
Yep.
It is such a dude. It is weird.
I don't
Cardboard
get it.
thing. Like it's so weird. Out of not even left field. Out of like a field 2 miles away. It's
Yeah.
just
Yeah. It was a very strange turn
Yeah.
of events, and I'm very interested to see what happens with it.
Dude, I'm interested too. I would
Yeah.
like to be surprised. I would like success for them, and so they can actually make good video games again.
Will
I
you?
would like that to happen. They're like that.
Like you're it's like you completely ignored that last year was like some of the best games ever made.
The road ahead of them is not filled of the
it's
stuff
'cause
I want to see.
you want
So
you want
frustrating.
GTA to come to Nintendo.
No,
The problem is they're
because
not
they'd have to
making.
water down the
but
GTA.
they're
no,
not
but
making
you
games
want
for
GTA
you,
to be able to come to
specifically.
Nintendo and be like as good as like high PC performance.
Unfortunately, Nintendo can't support good games now. Like the hardware is so limited.
You like GTA.
The hardware is so fucking limited. You won't see a
Well,
Last
what about
of Us 2
Doom?
on it.
You just
Doom is
don't
on.
acknowledge that there are so many good games that have come out.
Isn't Doom and is Wolfenstein on
Doom's
Switch?
out on it. Wolfenstein's out. Yep,
The Switch is not the console you want to go to for a Doom experience. I'm sure the
I don't
developers probably
understand
say
your
that.
argument. What is your argument here?
That Nintendo is going the way of the dinosaur. They're like just making mistakes upon mistakes.
Dude, I think like this, like
The Switch has been wildly successful.
yeah, I think the Switch is like really.
Breath of the Wild was wildly
I know-
successful. Mario Odyssey was wildly
Yeah.
successful. I
Like,
don't
dude,
understand. Wait.
You're saying that like before Switch came out, when it was like Wii U, I'd be like, dude, you're absolutely right. Like they're losing it. I don't know what they're gonna come out with next. And they came out with the Switch and was like, oh man, what's this gonna be like?
They are at a
But
high.
the games that
right
they've
now.
come out with are like phenomenal. Like Breath of the Wild and Mario and the latest Mario.
Okay, ignoring those two games.
See, that's the main.
Yes, those are really good games.
I will also say though that like,
Snipper
like
clips.
like the Nintendo consoles are just like consoles to play Nintendo games.
Yes,
Yeah.
they are. They
Like,
are in
that's-
their own bubble. That's the biggest problem.
That is the problem. I think is that like you're buying it so you can play
Yeah.
Mario and Zelda and any other
Yeah.
Nintendo game.
Yeah.
Not Doom, not GTA.
We've discussed this in the past. It's
Yeah.
basically they don't support third-party development very well.
Yeah,
they are
yeah.
the best, in my opinion, the best game developers in the world, and they only develop for their own
I
hardware.
don't know about that.
Mario.
That's a
man.
different
Could you put
Zelda.
your finger on like your favorite developer on the planet? Like, do you
yeah,
have
can
one?
you put your finger on them? Are they?
I developed.
He's
Oh,
touching himself.
shit. Okay. But I think
used-
Nick and I very much have made our position.
Yeah,
clear.
I don't know, man. In the past, I would have said like Blizzard, but like, I mean, Blizzard are pretty cool.
Blizzard are pretty cool.
Blizzard are pretty cool, but like, CD Projekt Red, man, that Witcher game.
and that's unknown waters as well.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm really looking forward to what Cyberpunk, like, because that'll be the thing of like, was Witcher 3 just some like weird, crazy fluke that they just happened to get everything right with?
I'm really hoping for something cool there.
Yeah.
All right, we're out of time. Sorry I upset you, Saveun. It was fun. It's fun to argue with you.
I know I
love
like
arguing with
saying controversial shit,
you. You
and
do.
it's just that Nintendo, they went from such heights,
The heights of Wii U.
the heights of GameCube,
It's
yeah.
just
and Nintendo.
in your eyes only, though, that they seem to be failing.
I think
Everyone else seems to be like, yes, which is good.
Yeah, nostalgia's a thing.
All right. If you've got any questions, we haven't asked any questions. Problem is, so many questions are very specific and not really or personal.
We get a few. We get part of the Exile questions that is
Yeah.
like, we can't answer these until we have the appropriate guest on.
Yeah. We do have a question about launching a podcast. Problem is, who are we to say what a successful podcast should do?
We haven't
We are,
launched
we are
a
not a
successful
successful podcast.
We've launched a podcast. So,
Yeah. But maybe we'll answer that next week or something. But if you've got questions, email us, frontseatquestions@gmail.com, or tweet at us at frontseatcast. Our Facebook page, facebook.com/frontseatcast. You can talk to us on there. We've had conversation recently with Van, who's emailed us a few times. Yeah, just let us know what you think of. If you've listened to the D&D episodes, by the way, if you're one of the 100 people, we want to hear what you thought. We got no feedback on that.
oh, yeah, our only feedback was, is this, what edition is this?
Yeah, fifth. Yeah. So
loose
get in contact.
loose fifth.
Yeah, more like fifth.
I enjoyed that though. That was fun, like the D&D thing.
I had fun making you guys play through it. My
Yeah.
favorite, I've spoken about it a few times. My favorite part is the invisible frog thing, or invisible wolf. In the frog room.
Yeah.
Yep.
That was good. Yep.
Had some fun.
Had fun.
We've got a YouTube page, youtube.com/frontseatcast. I listened to the Ghost Train bite yesterday.
Oh yeah.
It's a good one.
Do you remember that one, Sav? Where you had an
An
amazing
alien train.
Oh,
You had an amazing
I
metaphor
heard
about
that. there were a lot of people just jumping in there and fucking me up.
I don't. Sure. Okay. Yeah. We were at fault.
I remember it was like, it's like a train,
Yep.
but it's an alien,
Yeah, it's
And
hard
it's
to
crashing.
and it's a person.
It's hard to paint.
And it looks weird.
And it looks weird.
paint. Like word pictures are very again, imagination is just that's fucked up, man.
Anyway, rate us on iTunes. Tell your friends. We're And thanks to Leanne for our logo. Thanks to Andrew for our music. We'll be back in a couple weeks. Welcome to 2018. We miss you. We love you. Bye. All right. How we doing, guys?
Yeah, good. Dude, are there drink driving ads in the States? Are they pretty like?
I don't know.
You don't know?
I never watched TV when I was over there, because you plug it into a console or computer or whatever.
Yeah.
So I didn't really see commercials very often.
Because they're pretty big here, like drink driving ads.
Yeah.
And the smoke alarm ads.
Smoke alarm? Oh, I haven't.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, smoke alarm ads. Yeah.
Yeah.
I have seen, don't smoke weed and drive ads in New Zealand.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Those are in
insane.
recent years. They're like, I think they're slowly taking over the drink driving ads because everyone knows not to drink drive now.
It seems pretty obvious to me that if you're like, oh, I shouldn't drink and drive,
but
maybe I can get really high and drive.
Yeah.
That's fine. I'll drop some
Dude,
acid.
what was
and go for a
crazy?
drive.
Like my dad was telling me, like in the 70s when he was a teenager, it was just common to drink and drive. It's like they didn't think there was any problem at all. They're just like,
wow,
yeah, I'm driving this like death machine. It's fine. It's fine that I
keep my
can't
eyes
walk.
open. Whatever.
Yeah, it's fine. I can barely walk straight, but when I get in here, I'm fine.
Yeah.
Like, it basically drives itself.
Wow.
But also back in the 70s, no other cars would have been on the road.
Yeah, that's true.